Hello chaps and chapesses, and how is everybody today? I have got myself a new house, and here it is. So, basically what I'm going to do today's video is show you around what we've done so far. Done quite a bit of work, moved out of the old building into a new one. Everything's much better organised, still a bit of mess, a bit of craziness. It's definitely nowhere near finished. That's all to come. I'm always all about the form before function, so that's what's going on here. Here we go. So let's have a look inside the front door. So on the outside, all we've got is a stone brick perimeter, basically. Nothing too special. Around the outside here, we've got a basic farm set up. We've got some cows, pumpkins, melons, wheat, and some cocoa beans, all things that I've been needing. A stray sheep managed to find himself in there, and I for one am not going to try and get him out. I might do at some point, but not now. That's all there is there. We've got another door here around by the side. Over here is a little room for Thaumcraft, which is something that I have researched quite a lot of the stuff in, but don't really plan on doing too much with. One of the items, or two of the items that I've managed to get so far, is the boots of the traveller here, and also the goggles of revealing. And the boots of the traveller, as you can see from walking around and flying around, make you move nice and quick, especially when you've got the haste 3 enchant on them, as I have. And also you can just walk up one high jumps like that. You don't need to jump or anything, it just goes up automatically, which is pretty nice. Really nice for just walking around. Yeah, really good. Nice boots. And the goggles are revealing. What they do, and they look kind of weird and Elton Johnish, very strange. They let you see aura nodes. So there's one here, a very small one. And this is basically all to do with the magic of Thaumcraft, and it's basically its power system is this aura stuff. Basically, when you're creating things in Thaumcraft, you're affecting the aura. It's quite a complicated subject and something I might go into in the future if I ever get into Thaumcraft properly, but just to know, again, this building's obviously not finished, but it will be, and all this is protected land obviously as well. Just to know that I've got it all and it's here, and this is where my little lab area has been. So that's that. And that's pretty much it for the outside. Over here are some trees, which we'll discuss in a future video. We will get back to later. So let's go back to the front door and we'll take a look inside the building. Hopefully, if I can press this button without massive lag, which I have failed on. Okay, I'm going to pause the video here. We'll be right back. Oh, never mind. There we go. That was weird. A nice big lag spike there. So, most of what you'll see here are very similar to what we had in the previous building. These machines here, nothing particularly new, nothing particularly special. These are all the same ones as we had last time. Again, all these machines are the same as last time. This is possibly the only new one that we've got. It's called an industrial centrifuge. And the main thing I've been using it so far is for centrifuging platinum dust. Just load up the industrial centrifuge platinum dust to give you iridium nuggets. 9 iridium nuggets equals an iridium bar, and iridium bars are used in the creation of solar panels. So that's the main thing I've been using it so far. Haven't found much else used to it, but there is quite a lot of recipes that do use the industrial centrifuge. Yeah, so that's those machines. Nothing much has really changed there. Over here we have the same battery box and blue electric alloy furnace as we had in the previous building, and here's some solar panels to power it. These solar panels are working because they're underneath the glass, so therefore they're getting all the light they need to power up the battery box and thus the furnace. Really haven't needed anything else for using this power as yet, just this furnace for creating a few things with nicolite and such like. Yeah, it's fine. This is all you need. probably don't even need this many solar panels, but it's been working fine for me. There's the bed I sleep in. Project tables, crafting bench, vanilla ender chest, nothing special. Mailbox, these are quite cool. If you have a mailbox and anybody else has your a mailbox as well, they can send you letters. So basically you create some stamps, you create an open letter, you can put items in that letter and then send it off to somebody randomly, or trading or whatever like that. Very useful for that. So yeah, pretty cool. Over this side here, this is where my storage chests are currently. Again, kind of laid out in a similar fashion to what we had before. All wooden chests this time though. Reason being is because we're on a protected area, which I've protected, nobody else is able to open these chests or influence them, whereas the golden chests and iron chests and all that, they are not protected by the land protection plugin. So it's safer for me to use the wooden boxes, so if anybody was to get in here, they weren't able to just go and steal all the items. So yeah, just my storage for all my items, nothing too special with that there. Just through the back of the house here, just before we head downstairs and show you, is my XP room. So anvil, enchanting table, full setup, and chest full of books that I've enchanted so far, so quite a few. So yep, simple setup for that, nothing too special there. Yeah, that's that. Again, all of this will be redesigned, everything will have a nice look about it eventually, but I'm just trying to get everything laid out in a way that makes sense first. We've got plenty of space to work with. Took quite a lot of effort to dig out this whole flat area, and indeed this area down here, which is a big room for all of the stuff. But as you can see, there is now space to walk around. We're not cramped in a tiny little hole like we were in the last building, so it's really good for that side of things. So we'll start with the power system again. Basically the same as we had last time. This has got water in at the moment because the oil spout that I was taking oil from before is finished. So your standard liquid tesseract into the tank, there's your oil. Oil goes into the refinery. Refinery powered by an electric engine. Electric engine into the refinery, pumps out the fuel, and then we have our bank of diesel engines, exactly the same as we had before, pumping into the MFSUs. So exactly the same as they were before. Since the last episode, I have also managed to create myself 2 of these bad boys. These are hybrid solar panels. At night time they generate 8 EU per tick, but in daytime they generate 64. So I've got 2 of these so far, and there'll be another couple coming. I've got enough UU matter for it now. So yeah, hybrid solar panels are going to be obviously the way I'm going to be powering everything in the long run. So we'll be excuse me, I'm going to be getting a lot more of those. Okay, so where were we? So power is coming from solar and power is coming from fuel, so exactly the same as we had before. So then we followed the chain down. This wire here goes down, that goes along to the refinery, so all that's doing, that wire down there is powering that. This wire here, this is our matter fabricator. We don't have any scrap in it at the moment, but when we do, it'll start working again and start drawing power. Let's see how much power we've got actually. Yeah, I usually wait until we've got about 15 million power before I create a UU, so to get 10 in this one and about half full in this one, then it's good and safe to use a UU. Just to keep some back in case you need to use any of the other machines at any time. So from there, we're on a high voltage signal, so we go to a MV transformer, so we step the power down into an MFE, so this is now medium voltage power. So we go along this way. This is our implosion compressor, low voltage converter for that one into that, and that works fine. The last 2 here are the same as before, so this is the industrial blast furnace and the industrial grinder, and those are both hooked up with an MFE each as well, which is just here and plugged in the bottom there. This has got pumped in water here from an aqueous accumulator. It's a difficult word to spell or even say. So infinite source either side of that thing, and that just pulls up water and gives the grinder an unlimited source of water, which is what it needs. So that's those machines. Again, nothing special, you've seen all those before. Over here you've got your, remember what these are called, your blast furnace and coke oven, is it? Yeah, coke oven. So that's those things there for creating steel. Again, nothing too special with those. Those are just as they were before. So the main new bit that we have here is over here. So this is a bank of electric engines. Now what these do is these convert the EU power into the MJ power, so the Buildcraft power, so that you can power anything that needs MJs instead of EUs. So we've got an on-off switch here. So you see the engines are all underneath the redstone cable, so just flick that on and off when I need to generate power. And that's an LV transformer to step down the MV power so that the EU ones don't blow up, because I believe that's what they do if they get too much power. Somebody can probably quote me wrong if they don't. I don't know. This is energy conduits, sorry. These are new things. These are not something that I had in the last building. They're basically the equivalent of those pipes that you saw before with the blue line going through it to show this power, except these things are a lot more stable. They transfer power further without losing power, and they do not ever explode. So lots of advantages to these things. A bit more expensive to make as you'd expect, but they're really cool blocks. So we've got the output of the electrical engines into these energy conduits. You can tell that it's output as the arrow is pointing that way. So you can see it's wider there, shorter there, so that means it's going that direction. If I hit this with the crescent hammer, you see it flips around like that, which would mean that this cable would be powering that engine, so we're going into the engine. So no, we always want the engines, the power to come out of the engine, so like that. So it then goes up into one of these things, which is a redstone energy cell. So this can hold 600,000 MJ. It's basically like an MFE or a bat box or something like that. It just holds MJ power instead of EU power. One cool thing about these things is that you can actually pick them up and they will still have their energy and then place them somewhere else. So they can be used as portable batteries basically. So pretty cool there. So from there the energy conduit comes up. I'll go over here, and it goes into the back of the machines that need the MJ power. So nice and simple, nice and neat, nice and compact. The plan for this top layer here of the building is to be a wall, basically where the energy conduit is, so you're not going to see any of the workings behind the stuff. So behind here, anything, you're just going to see the front edge. That's the idea for the whole place anyway. What else have we got? So the energy conduits also come here. This is a chipset making machine. I think I've shown this before, but if I haven't, I apologise. This makes these cool gates and chipsets and stuff, which are used in quite a lot of recipes and sorting machines and all sorts of systems, and I'll show you a couple of uses for those in a moment. But yep, the gates are cool, and you need one of these assembly tables. So basically what this does is this assembly table doesn't need to be hooked up to anything. The chest below it just so it can collect whatever it outputs, and then the MG power goes to these lasers. I've only got 3 lasers. You can have quite a lot. The more lasers you've got, the more power you've got, the faster it will make chipsets for you. I've just got 3 at the moment, but they work absolutely fine. Yeah, so that's it for that. One final place the energy conduits go is they go through there into the bees area. The bees is something I'm not going to be talking about in this video because they're quite a large subject, so I will come back to that in another video. Yep, so the bee power goes through to there, and that's it, and here's our solar panels again. So that's pretty much everything that's down here. As you can see, it's a much nicer area, much cleaner. Eventually these big tanks will be gone as well, which will give us even more space to work with and put stuff in. But for the moment we've got some oil, we're going to use it, create more solars, so we've got plenty of power always coming in. Wow, that's a big crack of thunder. Okay, I will be back in a second and I will show you a couple of cool things I've done with the sorting here. So I've kind of got my first bit of automation going, so I'll show you that in a second. Okay, so what we have set up so far is some basic sorting for items. So the chests that we have over here are ores, dusts, ingots, gems, Zycraft, Thorncraft, plants and food, nether and mob drops. Okay, so these are all chests that I'm going to be keeping items in. We're probably going to go another 2 double chests higher on each of these columns as well, probably similar as you've seen to in my vanilla game, because it's a good amount of storage for items and it's easy to itemize things and sort them all out. So where should we start? We should start here on the input. So this chest, basically, when you're out mining, you're collecting anything which might be possibly fitting into these things here, you come back and you dump all your items into here. Do I have any items? I actually do, so I can just dump these in here, like so. Okay, there we go. There's some random items for you, so that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. So what's going to happen, and we won't do this quite yet, we'll talk through it first. We have here a lever. Again, this will be moved to somewhere a bit better once we have walls and everything, just to make it nicer. We have a timer, which pulses a redstone signal whenever you want, so I've got it to pulse every 3 seconds. And we have a filter, and all this is going to do, and there probably is other blocks you could use, but this is the setup I've got. All this is going to do is this is going to spin round every 3 seconds. It's going to pulse, and it's going to pull, or it's going to try and pull a stack of items out of this chest. So the first time it pulses, it'll pull out this 24 copper, and it'll pull out this 4 redstone, then it'll pull all 7 amber, 7 zirconium, etc, etc. From there, and I need to go downstairs to show you this part, around the back here. Right, so there's our filter there. It's going to come down, it's going to go into the pneumatic tubes. It's going to go all the way along here, all the way along here, all the way along here, all the way along here. It's going to go into these things, and these are sorting machines. So this tube here goes underneath these sorting machines, and basically these sorting machines will not let an item in unless it's specified that they're allowed in. So in this one, here's all the dusts. In this one, all the gems, icorium, shards, various mob drops, etc. And in this one, all the ores and stuff, and another shard. So what happens is, if any of those items that are in these sorting machines are coming along this line, they'll be pulled up into the relevant sorting machine automatically. It knows how to do it by itself, so it's clever. They'll then come out of this tube here, painted with a colour. That colour will then go up here, and you'll see around the back of these chests that they have all been painted with different colours. So the colour that is painted in the sorting machine corresponds to the colour on the back of these chests, and again it knows how to get there. So if it's got, say, a yellow item coming up, it's not going to go into pink because it knows it's not pink. It's not going to go into orange. It's going to go straight to the yellow one and straight into yellow, and we'll show you this all in operation shortly. So that's how that works. Basically in here all you do is you set them up with one item in each row, and then you can just choose your colour by left clicking and right clicking here. So nothing special. All these items will be painted blue. All these ones, when the lag catches up, will be painted orange. All these ones pink, all these ones green, etc, etc. Any items that do not fit into these sorting machines will carry along and end up in this chest here. As you can see, we've got a bunch of random stuff in here at the moment, so some of this stuff can be added onto the sorting machines and some of it can't. We'll see how it goes, but that's just some random items which I've been collecting, and they just go straight into that chest there. Now these sorting machines do need power, and they use this blue electric power as well. So there's a battery box, and just behind here you will see that, can't get out because there's glass and there's a floor there and everything, but this is just beside the farm. You'll see there's a bunch of solar panels there, and those basically just feed into that battery box to power these machines. That's the principle. Let's show you it in operation. So if we go up in here and we flick on the timer and head back downstairs. So here you can see the items coming along. There's some copper, there's some redstone, there's some amber, etc, etc. So we'll head over here. So the copper is coming along, it's going along the bottom of the sorting machines. It'll come out the top. There you go, and it was painted red, as you can see there. So we follow that up, so it's not going into any of the other ones. It knows it's red, so it's going to go all the way along here into the red one. So you can see the various items coming up, filtering into their correct colours as we've set up in the sorting machines, and they'll go wherever there's space. So if there's space in the bottom chest first, they'll go in there. If there's no space in that one, they'll go in the second one, etc, etc. So there we go. That's a basic sorting system. It just makes it really easy when you've come back from a long trip of mining. Just dump everything in the chest. It'll sort out all the sortable stuff for you, and then it'll put the rest in the spare chest there. It can be expanded obviously to include these ones and include these ones if I want to do so. For now this is enough space for my needs, especially once we put another couple of rows of chests on top. So that's the little sorting system. One other cool piece of automation that I've set up is this one here. So with the game, obviously you need ingots or dust and everything to cook items. That's a lot of lag there. So I've set up this little chest. So for this one, this goes down to the industrial grinder and automatically grinds items for you. So we're going to do some just to show you how it works. Let's do some tin, because we always need tin. Okay, let's do 32 tin. There we go. So we'll talk about it first again. So this chest here, let's go downstairs and show you exactly what that is. Just around here, I think so. Okay, here's this chest. Okay, so items will go into there. Now this is an autarkic gate. What this does is it basically works like kind of a redstone signal and redstone engine all combined into a little gate which you can fit to these pipes. So really compact. It's one of the items you can make on the assembly table using the lasers over there. Really handy, really compact, so it's a really good little thing. Basically here's some options. So on this one we've got it set that whenever there's an item in the inventory of this chest, which it's attached to, it's then going to energy pulse. And what an energy pulse means is it's going to power it, so it's like a redstone engine, and it's going to push the items out of the chest. Those items will then go down into the top of the industrial grinder. The top of the industrial grinder is here. When the items are finished, they go into these slots here. Exactly the same with this autarkic gate. That is considered the inventory right there. So whenever there's items in there, they'll get pulled out by the autarkic gate and pushed into this chest. Now this chest here is where we link it up into our sorting system again. Again, a similar system with the timer and everything. We have an autarkic gate, but this one is set for inventory empty, have redstone signal on. What that means is that's going to stop this timer from running whenever there are no items in the chest. When there are items in the chest, it's going to continually time and make this filter, pull the items out and put it into the sorting system. The dusts will then go along the sorting system into there and obviously off to their destination. So let's just show you all that in operation. Up here we're going to pop our 32 tin, like so, and you should see they're getting pulled out. There they go, nice stream of tin constantly. We have a look in here that they'll appear in the industrial grinder slot. And there we go, we can start seeing them getting cooked up. Okay, so there's some tin dust and you've seen them getting pulled out. So we look here now and there's your tin dust items getting pulled out there. What's going to happen now is they're going to go into there, that's going to turn this off as you saw, start the timer, that's going to then pull the items out and put them into the sorting system, and there it goes there. So from there the dusts will get automatically painted to be the right colours. There they are. And if we head upstairs we'll see that they're off into the dust chest. Might not be going in this one, might be going in the bottom one, but either way that's how it works. So simple. Whenever I'm up here and need items to be cooked, I just dump them in this chest, everything automatically will happen and they'll be straight into dusts. From there I can go and smelt them, combine them, whatever I need to do. I personally find dusts to be a lot more better way of storage than ingots, because they're already in a form where they can be blended to make other dusts or whatever. And whenever you need some you can just bash it in a furnace, it takes no time to cook them up at all, especially once we get a much faster electronic furnace, which is something I'm going to do. I think that is it. So that's all the main things about the new house. One area we've not really shown you was over here, and this is the bee area. So I'm going to make a separate video all about this and what I've been doing with bees, because it's quite a complicated subject. So we shall get to that in another video. But for today, I'm going to finally kill this spider, because it has been annoying me the whole time. Goodbye, spider. That is it. I'll stand over here, like so, beautiful. There we go. So, thank you everybody for viewing the video, if you have done so, and see you next time. Goodbye.